California.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Majestix Heroclix Podcast. If you like our content, please like and subscribe, it really helps us out. If you're interested in learning more about the Bronze Age format and the Majestix Open Series, please check out openseries.majestixccg.com. Also, if you want to learn about Heroclix strategies, tactics, and lists from the game's top players, please visit majestixccg.com/apex-insiders. Lastly, if you're looking for Heroclix singles, please visit our eBay stores at stores.ebay.com/MajestixHeroclix and stores.ebay.com/ClicksCollective. All the links for everything I just talked about is below in the description. And again, my name is Jeff, and as always, co-host Patrick. What's going on, bud?
What's up, everyone? What's up, dude? So it's we're kind of on a schedule now, right? Because this is like we're not waiting like a month.
Things are getting a little back and more of a progressive movement.
Yeah, so that's good. I guess a little bit of housekeeping from last time because we left out something important. So
let me
take it away.
Just going to share the screen real fast, guys. We forgot to announce the champions of the 3v3, who's getting their name added to this super cool trophy you guys have here. The Trash Birds, you have Brian Dormeyer, Jesse Cote, and Chip Barnett over there is their 3v3 champions. So congratulations, guys.
Yeah, congrats, Walter.
Walter.
Totally. You know what? I just assumed that we talked about it, but I mean, I guess we didn't, right?
Dude, it was so much just to unpack.
Yeah.
I apologize for missing it, guys.
You know any of the stuff that they had on their teams? Because that's what I want to know, like how cool if this format's like fun or not.
I don't remember what they had on their teams.
It was like what they pulled or anything. Because I like to see of like cross sets coming together. Yeah. And to see if we can build it together.
If you Trash Birds remember, comment.
Yeah, like what kind of stuff they had. That'd be cool because I do want to know, because the next one we do, if hopefully we could do a DC side. It'll be Batman because that's the one that has most of, and so we can see those things kind of work together. But all right, we have I know Roland and I we're doing this kind of like news thing, so we're gonna do it now on the Clicks Conversation. That's on the podcast. So we have 5 topics that are kind of related to Heroclix, and we're gonna just kind of talk about it, go over it, reactions, whatnot. So the first one we have, WizKids announced they had an article regarding new terrain. There's a bunch of stuff, but the first thing we're gonna talk about are the new terrain rules. So now people have seen it from the past. We've seen like little image of like a elevated one that you can like place on the map. So we're gonna go over that stuff. So why don't you bring that up and let's take a look at the terrain rules.
Okay. Back to the maps. All right.
Because now these are did it say how many you could play? Is it like just 3? It
didn't say.
So yeah, there might be like a limit.
It might be your 3 limit
right.
So that'd be good, because otherwise just play a bunch of barriers.
Yeah.
As much as you want, right?
So let's let's go over it real quick. Go ahead and go over just the terrain stuff from here, the terrain markers.
So making markers, as mentioned before, objects are going to fold into the terrain markers. So objects aren't a thing anymore. They're just terrain markers.
Well, okay. Hold on. Let's clarify. There aren't any more standard objects.
Standard objects.
Because there's still special objects that they can come out with. Obviously, things like the Plastic Man stuff, those are all special objects. But when it comes to standard, like you see right there, like the yellow and the red, which also means for bronze, ultras, ultra heavies, and ultra lights are now all folded into one. So they don't really exist anymore. So, all right, go ahead.
All right. Do you know the last set ultra heavies came out in?
Oh man,
this is testing your knowledge here. It's a little trivia in the middle of our.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know when. I feel like they changed it all when they did the new rules with the
Thor.
I kind of say Thor because that's when they changed. Maybe it's even sooner than that. I don't know.
Because that was before I started playing. Would it have been in a Fast Forces? Or one of the starter ones?
Yes, on if you looked at some of the older ones that came with objects and stuff, like for example, the Days of Future Past Sentinel, that one came with ultra heavies.
Okay.
So whenever that one was, so I knew it was at least all the way back then.
Okay, so post 2011 at least.
Yeah, because the Days of Future Past I believe was either 2013 or 2014. So at least until then, and then I don't know. And then I think there are other ones because like they had ultras for ultra heavies, and then I think they introduced ultra lights, like another time because the original ultra heavy was the tank turret, which we're gonna get to. But that's something. So anybody knows when the last time we had ultra heavies and ultra lights, make a comment.
Like printed.
Yeah. So or like I guess the last time it was a thing.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. So the objects going forward is a subcategory terrain with standard objects mostly closely resembling what previous light objects. So they won't change the type of square they occupy. They can be picked up by any character, and they can be used for bonuses during attack. So, all right. So the terrain's kind of changing. They're going to start printing terrain markers. So how they introed this was, for the fans of Super Strength, right? Because Super Strength right now is lackluster at best. So you're gonna get stuff. This is the example of a 1x2 marker. I'll zoom in on a little bit more. Okay, we're okay with sharing my data, I suppose. All right, so the lightning bolt and the giant person here. So the lightning bolt represents the range that you can throw this 1x2 blocking terrain marker. It gives you giant reach 2 if you've picked it up. It's 3 damage from range, and it's +2 to your damage value when used with a close attack, which is significantly better than the objects we have now.
So basically, it's the original heavy object.
Yeah.
Because all this, except for basically everything is the same, except for the giant reach. They didn't have the giant reach before. Because the old one, you can also throw the heavies 4 squares.
Yeah. And the final, which is a new symbol we haven't seen before. This is the minimum damage value that the character must have to destroy this object in a closer range.
So this is only for super strength, right? Like
yes.
You need to have super strength to pick these up. Okay, that's cool. I think it's kind of I think it's good and bad that they're giving stats to objects. It's good in that you can have a wider variety of object types or marker types to have different values and different things you can do with them. But it's also complicating it, right? Because you're throwing like objects. It was just a basic thing that you just knew what it did in the rule book, but now you have to like consult each thing by itself.
It's very counterintuitive to what they've been saying if they want to simplify the game.
Yeah.
They want to make it easier for people to come into. Like, they're not.
And now they're adding more markers and stuff. I mean, like for the flavor and to make things more dynamic in terms of like the comic battles, having and also bringing back like super strength relative like being relevant, that's good. But like, I mean, now we have to explain that like all these objects are different things. I mean, if all of them have these on it, I guess it should be all right because it's just another stat that's just that you can at least there. You don't have to look up. So fine. Okay, go ahead.
I believe all the ones moving forward are going to have the stats and
that's
anything retroactively.
They're going to have a basic,
the standard. The standard numbers,
whatever.
So
but I'm saying is like now at least they have it all on these on the front, like just on it, so it should be okay.
So let's see the default terrain. These are the default terrain values that if they're printed without the values, this is what they'll be. So it'll be hindering or blocking object or elevator. Right?
These are for which ones?
These default. I believe these are the default terrain values.
Okay. So it says now, of course, there are plenty of objects, terrain markers, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, These are for. It says that the default. Check this out. It says that the default terrain values are shared by any terrain marker without printed values, be it hindering or blocking object or elevated. Now, that's cool because you can actually pick up a barrier and like, if they put a barrier, you can like pick it up and hit someone with it, right? Okay. Now here's the other thing. Does this work for hindering too? Because it says be it hindering or blocking.
Yeah.
So if they smoke cloud, you can destroy the smoke cloud?
So it says up here, I believe, super strength will enable characters to pick up any terrain markers except debris, smoke, okay, and water.
Okay.
So now, I guess there's other hindering terrain markers that aren't necessarily debris or smoke.
Weird. Okay, but here's the thing, though. It says, yeah, okay, because it says hindering right down there. So that means if those are the values for hindering,
I'm gonna smack you with a bush.
That's crazy. Or like destroy it. Like, you know how there are some people that's like at the end of the turn put a hinder. You know, like for example, Gardner does that. So does that mean you could just
pick up Gardner stuff and
just hold,
smack?
Okay. Now here's the question though. If I hold your hindering marker, does Gardner still get to punch you because you're holding it? Because you're in that square, right?
Oh, I don't. That's a good question. Silver Age. At Silver Age, the wind should answer that.
Oh, that's funny. But I think it's really interesting. It says be it hindering or blocking. So that means we're gonna,
because there is hindering that's not debris or smoke cloud. So that's fair.
Gardner is specifically like what you just said. Yeah. So go ahead. The next one.
So wait, elevated markers.
Yeah.
So this looks like an example to me of a 2x3. Because it's got the double stairs, right?
I think it's a 2x4.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's because one. Oh, maybe it's 2x3. You're right. It's 2x3 because each of the plus one thing is one.
It's like a stair, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So it does say 2x3 up top. Take this 2x3 example for.
Yeah. Okay.
I can read. It's helpful, guys. So you'll notice on the border, multiple transition squares to the triangle +1. Obviously, we know how transition squares work. One thing that caught my eye is that they're going to bring back falling damage. So elevated terrain markers also is Herald much requested rules we eliminated in the thing, but bringing back falling damage. So you can pick this up and they'll take falling damage. Is that how it's going to work?
Yeah. So I guess they'll you pick it up. So like you're holding it now. And then they just take the place of wherever they were standing, and then they would take the 1 damage.
And then you smack them with the object.
Yeah. It's really weird because it's 2x3. If you take this off of the map, it's just like on the card. It's like this 2x3 thing that you're just.
It's huge.
That's crazy, right?
So
that's funny.
So you could even get like colossals. You get a bunch of stuff because if they have a lot of people up here,
get them. If you can. I mean, so it's gonna be interesting. You're gonna look on the other side, do you have super strength? No, okay, cool. Then I'm just gonna go on top of these elevators.
Dude, oh my gosh! Which is actually, it can be actually pretty helpful because you can get up from any side. So on maps with different elevated, you can just walk up and then just shoot right across everybody.
Have you seen? There's a one of the Captain Colds from the Flash set. It's either the rare or the Fast Forces one. What he does is it's basically this. He puts a special terrain marker next to an elevated terrain, and that is his marker is an elevation change.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of like this, right? Because you put this wherever, and you can elevation change somewhere. So if you want to get on top to take a look at something.
So with the maps being so short, you just go up to the top and you can just see everybody. Yeah,
this is and this again, cool. So it does 4 damage. So you need 4 damage to
destroy this.
So that means all of the 6 squares would be gone.
Yeah.
Does that mean it also turns all into debris, or is it just removed? Right.
Did it say that?
I don't know. because like that's how always the rules were before, right? Like when you break something, it turns into that. But
should be debris, right? I would imagine.
It would but then again, but for blocking, it's debris. But for elevated, is it? Right? Because we don't have that's something new, right? We don't have there's never been a thing where it says when you break elevated, it turns into debris. You never broke elevated, so that's like, interesting, right?
I would think it's like it's terrain, right? So if you're changing the
terrain,
yeah, I think it'll be debris.
Yeah, but hopefully they
clarify that.
They clarify that because that's not in the rules, right? Because the blocking specifically says when you break it, it turns into debris.
Yeah. So hopefully when they do the comprehensive rule book
update,
this is on there. The new the new rules will be in there. Yeah. Cross your fingers, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So then.
All right. And that's it.
That's it. Okay. So if we're thinking these are going to be under markers, like you include 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of cool.
And we don't know how big they're going to be, how long they could be. Like, they could get really crazy with it. And if there's 0 points, you could have a 1x4 that you just stick down right in front of you.
That'll be interesting. And also, I guess we can, because there's no real starting areas anymore, we can take a look at that later. But I guess I wonder if you just put this anywhere. You know, you can just put it right in front of them or something.
Right? I'm gonna put this right in front of you.
Yeah.
Can't TK.
Yeah, you can't see. That'll be interesting, right?
Like, not being able to TK would be huge.
Yeah. Okay. So on to the next thing. These are all going to be part of the same article, basically, or couple articles. Topic 2 is the map size change. Now, this is a big change. So let's go ahead and bring that one up. What they're doing is they're making it a square. So right now, the maps are 24 by 36. So they're cutting off 8 squares, I think. So that's going to be 24 by 24. So now it's going to be 16 squares each way, which means it's going to be very quick and dirty, right? So I know you. Okay, so go ahead and let's just let's not get into the starting area stuff, but just the map size. Let's look at the impact and stuff. So I know you wanted to.
Dude, I think it's stupid. I don't like it. You know, I personally am an inherent person that doesn't like change, but I like BR maps are BR maps for a reason. Like, and we've tried to play games on there. It just doesn't feel the same as it does on the big 2x3 maps. Especially being able to move around, and they're shrinking the range. So I guess it's going to they're trying to keep the same feel, but you're not going to get as much dynamic play out of being so squished together, especially with how big the teams are these days. Like,
yeah, that's a hard. Big one. Like the big teams are going to be insane. Okay, let's look first real quick. It says less symmetrical maps, which
old hat.
Yay. Where have you guys been the last few years? Like, we've been doing that forever because we knew that was a problem already. Okay. Yeah. It says less terrain clutter. Okay. Fine. But then they're also adding terrain markers that you can do. So is it really less? Because if we can each have 3, that's 6 more terrain markers that you're putting on the map. So okay, so
are they unique? Yeah, especially are they unique? Can you put 3 of those big elevated things?
So and then it says more action focused map size. All right. There's a big problem with that because if they did any research at all or did any data gathering, they would know that the format right now is a bunch of alpha strikes, which means they have there's no shortage of getting in there in one turn and attacking. Okay, so you can go across the map and attack really fast. You could do it in 1 turn, 2 turns, whatever. And I know that a lot of this came about. They're kind of like, hey, we're going to go with this because of what happened at Worlds when they had the bunch of 0-0 ties with versus Apocalypse. Well, that's their fault for designing it has nothing to do with the map. It has 100% to do with the figure that they designed, Apocalypse. So there's that. And also to a lesser extent, Thanos, right? So, it's kind of like the planets aligned and you got Apocalypse and Thanos in the same metagame, and there's just a bunch of like non-action stuff going on because they're not getting any points. Okay. Well, if they did see what everybody's playing, they can see they would realize that action is not an issue.
No.
It's them wanting you to play with the figures, getting more play out of your figures, and them not dying. That's the issue. So when you see scores that are like 50-0, 50-15, 40-20, it's because you're playing a piece that has, for example, Sky Tyrant. He could go across the map, hit a bunch of people, get res tokens, dies, comes back. The new Wonder Woman, Ellie, can res somebody. Blackheart, he's only 4 clicks, but he has a stop click. He has Mastermind, and he can heal with Soul Sword. There's all these things, right? There's a bunch of healing. There's a bunch of, here and there. So there's a lot of action. It's just that they've gone way over trying to give you the play experience that they want to give you, that they've sacrificed actual like things going down, like you're scoring points. So when they're looking at it, I think they're looking at it strictly from like a scorer's point of view, where all the games are going to time, as opposed to the games finishing within 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Because before, when the games would be quick, they would be over in 15 minutes. Like, oh, that's too fast. We need to go for it. So, but now I was talking to Roland last time, they're overcorrecting it, and now they want you to play longer so that you feel like you're playing the game. But then they've overcorrected it to where now you need 2 hours to finish a 300-point game because just nobody dies, because just how everything is designed. Like you look at someone like Maggot, 40 points, 5 clicks, makes a free guy, does something, and then it can heal. Like things like, just Thanos, just free regen, whatever. And because of that, I think they're skewing their view of how the game is actually played, because action focused is not the issue. So making the map small, it opens up, oh my God, this gigantic problem, because if you keep reading it, I think they say that the average speed now is going to go down 2, right?
They're chopping everything like a third.
Yes. So if the average is 6, it's now going to be 4. And that goes for like minimum range with thumbs, like if you look at mind control. Now, they said also now, because of the new map and the new values that they're going to do. So like, for example, if a good movement is 10, it's probably going to be 8 now.
Yeah, or 7.
So, or 7, 8 or 7. But so that means if you're charging instead of 5, it's 4. Okay. They said because they have to adjust their point formula. That means if they want to give somebody a 10 move charge, they have to calculate the points accordingly, and they have to add accordingly. So, for example, someone like Sky Tyrant again, he moves 11 for 50 points. Well, if he was playing in a small map, he's just way too overpowered for 50 points. So what they're going to do in the future is maybe have someone like him, but they're going to make his move 9, let's say, or 8. And then he'll keep him at 50, all right? So that makes it worse if you're comparing to Sky Tyrant, but better for that map. Now, here's the issue, though. If you want to give someone 11 move again, you're going to have to give them more points. Now that 11 move is that guy's, instead of 50, it might be 60 now, right? And so if the range is 6 and you want to give them 8 now, which is kind of like we see a lot of 8 values now they have to add more points. So what that means is all the point values are going to be going up if you want those values that you were used to. Okay. Now, why does that matter? Why is it bad? Because for the next 2 years, we're going to have, from starting for the Spider-Man set, it's all going to be all these like smaller, lower values based on the new maps. but we're still going to have these big values from the previous 2 years in the format, which also means why would you play one of these new figures if I can get the same value, but same point value, but greater stats, greater movement, greater range, right? And they're like, well, they're still going to make those pieces that have long range and long movement, right? But now they're going to be 10 points more, maybe. So
overcosted.
It's just so for 2 years we're going to have to put up with that, because like something like Lockjaw's 30 points, he moves 14 squares. He basically can get across the map, right? The map is 16 squares. He moves 14, lay them on the 15th square, and now they're touching the starting area of the other square, of the other side. So he doesn't need any help. He doesn't need Khazar, Alyosha, nothing. Just go.
Yeah.
If they do this later on, Lockjaw might be 50 points now, right? Because
or more
in the more, right? It's like, oh, you know, so that's going to be the problem for 2 years. It's going to be an issue, and not only in modern, it's going to be an issue. In older formats, silver and bronze, it's going to be a problem basically forever, because why would you want to play something new if we're still gonna have these old pieces that are probably better? Now, you know, we still need to see how it plays out. Maybe we stick to the long maps, the small maps. I don't know. I talked to Howard about this, and he said the Rock is in a holding pattern to see how everything plays out right now in modern, to see if they need to actually have a map list, or to just allow big maps, or to just completely switch over to the small maps. They don't know. Even Whiskas doesn't know either.
I was gonna say, like, they should know. Like, Whiskas should know. Like, if they're moving forward this plan, they should have a plan.
No, but they're only thinking of modern. Remember?
No, I hear you.
They're only thinking of modern. They don't care. They don't care about silver. That's why once this rotates out in 2 years, they're not gonna worry about people complaining about it. You know what I mean? So for them, they're basically just going to be like, look, we're just going to take the hits for 2 years, and then afterwards it'll be gone, and we have to worry about it anymore, right? And then at that point, it's Howard's and our problem, right? But until then, that's just like what from what I hear from people that are kind of like on the inside, you know, that's kind of like what it is. They're just kind of waiting 2 years, whatever. They're just like, hey, look, this is what it is. It's going to be a shit show, but hey, whatever. This is what we're gonna. We're just gonna have to persevere, right? Endure, exactly. So,
shit show, I think sounds about right.
For us, we will have to really take all our data from the modern stuff to see how it really is. You know, it might not really impact us because we have a map list ourselves. So we can have a mix. So we'll see. On a side note, the map guy did message me. He was like, so what are we going to do? Are you going to do what are we going to, he's like, how's this going to impact things? We're going to make the small maps or what? So I was like, okay. I don't know. So we're going to, again, so this is like a big deal. Mm-hmm. The small map, for 2 years, obviously, and here's one thing that they're kind of priced into this. They can't go backwards. So let's say a year from now, they're like, hey, we made a mistake. We're gonna go back to the larger ones. Well, then what about all the sets that you just came out with for the next whatever? They're all done. Like, you're just done. Like, that sucks, right?
Better come out with some bomb ass special powers.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
good ass
right.
Support pieces.
So they're kind of priced in on this. So we'll see how everything goes. But
yeah, I haven't seen anyone do a poll about the maps, what they prefer, or like how excited.
Well, it's hard to do that because we haven't seen any of the new maps. Yeah. We haven't seen it with the new terrain yet, and we haven't seen it with the new figures.
I would even think that the BR map, they might even make the Exosword BR maps like legal, because those would be fine maps.
Those are the size, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're larger than BRs.
No, they're the BR maps. They're the BR maps. They're the same size. BR maps are the 16 by 16.
Are they 16 by 16? I thought they were 12 by 12.
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
They did the 8. I think it was 8 by 8s for something, and then 10 by. I think was it the 8 by 8s or the 10 by 10s were the crisis ones for the time ones.
Oh yeah, those were they were 8. No, they were 8 by 8s because you could put. There were 4. You could put on a 4 on a big one. Oh, so these are these BR maps are 16 by 16.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure they're not, dude. Try say one. Yeah. Or maybe they're just. Wow, did I just?
It's folded into 4s. With 4 sections in each. It's 16 by 16.
Oh no. That's bigger than a regular BR map.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
It's not. Do you need me to go get an old BR map?
Yeah, get an old one.
Here we go.
You're gonna have to edit this out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And these are from Civil War.
Oh, wow! For some reason they were okay. Wow, that's from Civil War.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they seem so small now. What the fuck?
I know. That's why I said we've tried. I've done fun events playing events on BR maps, and it's just everything's so close combat. You're all up in each other's face. It's.
Oh my goodness, 24. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I think they're also what they didn't realize too is they're gonna have when they're talking about their point value adjusting,
mm-hmm.
they're gonna have to make everything more expensive. Otherwise, there's just gonna be too many pieces on the map.
Yeah, because there's already teams with easily 8 figures. That's half.
Yep, 8, and then they can make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They have pogs, or they can bring in extra guys.
Constructs.
So, okay, on to topic 3. There's a segue where there is a change to the starting area.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not only starting area, but
the whole first turn, picking map stuff.
Yeah. So go ahead and.
All right. So basically, let's get in, as I said, the real nitty and gritty of it. But they're going to summarize the map choice and setup here. So after rolling for first player, whoever wins the roll chooses between first or second player. So they took that away currently. So they're bringing that back that you get to choose between first or second. Second player chooses the map. I know we've talked about this before of second player getting screwed over on all aspects of it. So this is actually huge. This is a very positive change. I like this. Second player gets something. So second player chooses the map. First player chooses which edge they'll use as their starting area and places their force and terrain markers. Second player uses the opposite edge and their starting area, places their force and terrain markers. Once setup is complete, first player begins their turn and the game begins. So as you see, we have these very wonderful purple starting areas along the edges. So if you look at this map right here, if player 2 chooses it and player 1 decides to use this long edge, if you see where my mouse is, that really hinders player 2 getting that Ferris wheel on their side.
Yeah. So well, here's the thing. So say that again.
So player 2 chooses this map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Player 1 picks the side on the left on the beach. Player 2 gets a little less than half their starting area or a little more.
Yeah, so that's still
screws them over hard.
Still does player 2, but I mean I guess that's the map, but
so you don't pick that map, right?
Yeah. So I guess they're gonna have to take a look at whatever map. So I think if it's things like this, I think it still screws over player 2.
So this just isn't a good map to choose, right? Because obviously you take the beach side.
I guess it depends on if you're playing a barrier team or something.
Yeah.
Because that looks like it's all blocking. But they tell you where you're starting, right?
Single file line.
Or does it say on the thing?
We'll choose their edge.
Choose the edge, but it's put your.
Yeah. So
they did say something. They're taking away the purple lines. Is that what there is? Something like that.
So purple starting areas partially being retired and will only be used for battle royale maps.
See, there you go.
So I'm assuming that they have these all maps printed with these purple starting areas
for battle royales now.
For why not? And one-on-one games using 2x2 maps, players will not start in purple starting areas because they probably didn't think about this till after they printed them. If the map has them, rather players will use edge of the maps as their starting area, and all characters on their starting force begin on that edge.
And it says for all things that refer what? To reference the starting area.
For all references, starting area squares along the chosen edge will count as starting area.
Yeah. That's
along the chosen edge will count.
So I know that a lot of people were kind of complaining about this because they're like, well, now that we don't have the second row, it's going to be harder to like carry people, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever. But everyone's in a single file. It's just kind of weird. It's just like weird. Oh man, that's like you know why? It's because we're so used. We've only known one way, so that's why it seems weird because we've only known one way ever. Where it was always 2 rows, and then you go from there. Yeah. Now that we have one, it's gonna take some use to, but I think there will be some strategies to
side steps,
like things like that. But also like
boops.
Obviously, if your colossals or 2x2s, it's gonna expand. But things that expand, that's how you can get around it, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on how they word the new expanding rules.
Well, I mean, if you take a more than 16 squares, like what are you saying? They're not going to be able to put them on the map because
no, that's true.
They have to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's like sorry.
How many Groots is Flanders going to play?
Yeah, right. Or just a bunch of colossals that are a bunch of 2x2s, right?
Yeah.
If you have like 4, that's already what
8 squares
or 8 12s. That's 16.
Yeah.
Or 8. Yeah, that's already 8 squares of your 16. And oh my gosh, dude! And if you have like more than 8. Or shit, or like my one team where I have like 5 colossals, that takes up everything,
Jeez, yeah.
So that would be, yeah, right. Oh God, all the Groots. You know what this, how this impacts like silver and bronze. I'm gonna stop saying silver. I'm saying bronze because they stole that from us. Like Groot, Groot is like worse, right? Because if they fill up their whole thing, like.
Yeah,
there isn't a second row for you to put the Walking Woods.
Oh, dude, that's so bad. Yeah, dude. And colossals just get shot now. Like they're so close.
Yep.
Like there's just easy picks.
Yeah, this how it is for 2 years.
They're gonna have to do, and there's have to do a lot of indoor maps with a lot of walls.
Or if they have like some of these terrain that have some ways to stop you,
like the colossals are still see over though.
Yeah,
right?
They can't. Yeah, but they could have. There could be these special things that they come out with, right? There's like, this terrain says like it blocks line or something.
That would be sick.
They could just because now that they make these things kind of like unique now. It's not just generic. They can just make whatever they want now, right? Because they have stats. Who knows? What if they have some special rules? And we also don't know what other special objects they're going to have because they did say that they're all going to be lumped into as markers. So it's going to be interesting because these objects are going to be classified as markers.
Yeah.
Right? That's interesting.
Why not, right?
But, okay. So that's those 3 things are going to be huge for like this is going to be big impact for bronze for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's I've been talking to Howard about this because it affects them too. So I'll tell you this: he's not too happy about this. I
don't think anybody.
He's like no, not the WizKids apologists. Have you seen those guys? Kevin has made a list of all the people that are. He's like, these people probably either work for them or contracted by them.
That's hilarious.
Because he gave me a list. I was like, what are they? He's like, no. He's like, these are definitely. He's like, because he tracks all of their responses. and none of them
negative.
Are like negative. So you know what sucks about that? If any of those people are on like let's say they do a podcast.
Yeah.
You can't take what they say. You have to take what they say with a grain of salt because they're under the umbrella of WizKids. They're like under their thumb.
They don't want to lose their privileges.
So, yeah. So like there's no like you know what? I hate to say this, but they're basically Fox News and CNN. Like you can't take what they say to heart because they have an agenda, right?
Always.
So whatever.
Propaganda.
Yes, exactly. So you have to do your own independent research. So whatever. That's a whole nother thing. Right?
That's like true though. Like it is. You look at it, it's what it is.
And that's why I don't really like. I don't even watch anything or listen to anything when it comes to Heroclix stuff because I know if I know some of these people are like, on their payroll, I just know that everything gonna come out is gonna be spun.
It's gonna be.
You know what I mean? It's kind of it's like it could be like blatantly obvious how bad something is, but then they'll spin it into something. So then there's no reason to if you're not gonna like if you're not gonna let them take accountability for it, then there's no reason to even
it's like
try.
Hey, why are you trying to talk me into eating this shit sandwich?
Yeah, so whatever it is what it is. So I just leave it alone. So anyway, so let's move on to topic number 4. We have a couple of these Iconix solicits that came up, which are basically the memes, internet memes that have turned into Heroclix.
So as a concept, I think these are pretty cool. I like them. I'm hoping they're worth the price tag when they.
Yeah, because what is like $20-$25, something like that?
$20 for Spider-Man. MSRP is $20 for Spider-Man.
He comes with 2, right?
It looks that way.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah,
it looks that
way. It says double identity, and then the other one is Wolverine. It's a duo base.
Yeah, it's a 1x2, so that's nice. And then, I think the one that people like the best is that you open it up and you get that picture of
the
Jean and Cyclops.
Oh my god, I think that's from episode 2.
So like, mind you, if this guy is anywhere near competitive, just seeing him on the map, laying around, smacking fools down,
that's funny, right?
Like
that's weird.
He's in such a relaxed state. Like I'm so curious as to what his powers are going to be.
Yeah, that's
because like every Wolverine we've had has been action packed, like ready to go, and just.
So all of these are going to be released how they released. I guess you could say for single figures WWE, where you could just pick up and get them, or like
Hellfire Gala.
Hellfire, but the Hellfire is more like a set. This is just like one figure. That's why I was saying WWE because you could just pick them up off the shelf. They're just more expensive.
Yeah.
Or like the play at home kit where it just comes with a figure and whatever. That it's probably closer to the play at home kit just because it's the price range is the same and these are box sets. So
yeah. And with the higher ticket price, I'm hoping that the figures the sculpts are definitely premium.
Dude. Or hopefully it doesn't say that they come with anything extra, right?
It says one special edition Thanos figure, one special edition card, and box with diorama display.
Okay.
So I'm curious as what the special edition card is. I really hope it's not like the Hellfire Gala cards.
Oh, it's probably gonna be like that.
Because I had to order top loaders for those because that's the only thing that'll fit them.
You know what? It'd be awesome. They probably wouldn't do it if they did. Like the special edition card would be like a legacy card from Thanos, like from a different Thanos, right?
That'd be cool.
But that makes sense, so they're not gonna do it,
dude.
Right? I mean,
what would make the most sense is for all these different cards they're printing, they pick a standard fucking size because the mystery cards doesn't match anything.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's when they originally came out, like when they solicited them, I just assumed for some weird reason I thought they're gonna be ID cards. Like I thought they're gonna be thick like that, but and then they're not.
ID cards fit the Euro style card sleeves. Those would be perfect if it was that. It's just a little bigger.
Yeah, but
actually, smaller.
They should be like they should have consistency with their stock. That's what I mean. Yeah. Like if you look at Magic, they all have the same shit. It's all the same.
I know. Like print the same size. Like.
And not just size, the actual material.
Yes.
Because the material of the mystery card is not the same as the card.
No, it's so thin. It's like it's almost like cardstock. And it's speaking of consistency of the material, like legacy card between the different sets, some are like
that's what I'm saying. Like they're all it's
been like this. And some are super hard.
It's been like this forever, and I just wish they would just like keep it the same. Because if you remember what the Streets of Gotham cards felt like, they're like sticky.
Ugh.
It's gross. They like stick to each other. It's because it's like they use really cheap paper. Anyway, stop
bidding on your stuff. Just buy it.
Yeah, this is coming out. When does it say?
So it's the Iconix Spider-Man, Double Identity, and the Wolverine. I just closed it out. Are slotted for Q2.
Okay.
And Thanos is slotted for Q3. We don't have any set dates. It says July 2023 for Thanos. But you know. Oh, side note, because we're both retailers, this actually affects us. This item is limited to 6 per retailer. So we have to pick 6 of our customers because
that sucks.
Are we not? Do you like? What if we don't want? I guess we're not going to get one. So we have to pick 6 of our customers for $120 in sales.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And WizKids can sell as much as they want. They're not limited to 6.
Yeah, that's God. See that whole thing too. Let me tell you just something related to this. So remember when WizKids was giving out those gingerbread?
I was getting to it. You took it out of my breath.
So Kevin, he was like, "Man, I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna put in 2 different orders so I could get 2 different gingerbread mans." I'm like, yeah. He's like, "What should I get?" And I was like, "Wait a minute. Do they have the?" I looked. I was like, "Look, they have." I'm like, "It says they have House of X and Wonder Woman 80th." I was like, "Get a brick of each of those because that's they're out of print, high demand, high value stuff, and you're getting 2 gingerbread men, so that'll make up for any extra stuff." He's like, "Okay, cool." Orders it. He ordered it whenever they did it. That was in December or whenever, like end of December,
before Christmas.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten it yet. He got either one. He got tracking number, but it was one of those they created it, but they haven't actually packed it or dropped it off forever, right? And he thinks he's like, they probably don't have it in stock. That's why. And they just did that because it just gets automatically generated. And he said he's been trying to like contact them, whatever, to no avail. And he's basically going to be like, "Look, I'm just going to have to do a chargeback like on the credit card." I'm like, "Dude, that sucks." Because like, it's been over a month and he said he hasn't gotten a response at all. He's even gone to little Facebook groups to like, "Hey,
I've seen him
to do," and like nothing. And I'm like, "That sucks, man." So
I had my 3 gingerbread man before I left for Vegas.
Yeah. So I don't know what I don't know what's gonna happen, but like he's like very, very upset.
Dude, I would be irate.
Because he was also looking forward to getting, because he just recently came back, so he's like, "What should I get?" I'm like, "Look, man, House of X and Wonder Woman are like 2 great bricks, 2 sets that are really good. They're relevant, high value, and you can like easily get a whole lot of good stuff in there." He's like, "Okay, cool," and and he hasn't gotten it, and so
sucks, man. You're failing players and trying to play your game.
And the fact that like they haven't even like the customer service hasn't even gotten back to him, is pretty bad. So,
side note, when speaking of the gingerbread things, a couple of my guys ordered the Iconix Spider-Man from WizKids, hoping to get the gingerbread. I was like, "Well, they might not have any gingerbread by the time the Iconics come out." They're like,
"Oh yeah, because they're gonna wait. Because it's gonna wait, right?"
They're like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm not getting a gingerbread."
Dude, that sucks. Yeah, man, that's Anyway, all right. Moving on to topic number 5. We have our first online winner map.
Yeah,
there was 4 players.
In a while, right? It's been almost a year and a half.
Yeah, thanks to David Creighton.
Thank you, David.
He's running it. So he's doing it on Saturdays every other week. So the next one will be bronze. The first one was modern. So we actually take a look at the winning list. Paul Cote won with scientists, right?
Nice.
What's he got?
So you got Saki Iron Man.
Okay.
I believe this is the Play at Home Kit Spider-Man
nice,
that generates the little guys, right?
Yes.
Flash, Blue Flash, the Chase, Teen Lantern, the Brain, SR Flash from Wonder Woman, and Molecule Man.
Nice.
Cloak of Levitation on Saki Iron Man, of course. Emotional Modifier. Time Platform on Flash. Green Lantern Ring, and Blue Lantern Ring.
Nice. Okay, so it's like a dropship team.
Yeah.
Basically.
Ooh, gotta make sure to label which one's going on which, because there's 2 Flashes.
Oh yeah. Well, I would assume that
I assume it's in the order.
Well, because if the Blue Lantern Ring, it costs 0, so it can only go to 1 Flash, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Which.
Yeah.
Oh, he gives them with the Empower +1 attack.
Yeah.
Is that the ring? Because I was like, he already can do the constructs for free.
Yep. So I kind of want to see what the other teams are, but hey, this is what he won. I think he went 3-0.
Yeah. Someone said there's a full point dark side with what do you call it? With where is it? I think the teams are here. Here they are. Full point dark side with from the Disney Plus play miniature game, The Watcher.
Oh, nice. Okay.
This is what Miles Kane played. It's kind of hard to read. We got Hulkling, number 26 from X-Slop. I can't read that. Miss America, Vision.
How does Darkseid get his mission points?
Knockback.
So if he knocks him back, he gets a mission point.
Yeah, but I don't think
he's not doing it like that, right? He's just
no, because the Watcher is the one that switches to different defenses, right? It's not the mission point one.
No, but I'm talking about Darkseid.
Yeah,
because he has mission points. So I don't know. I want to know if he was using the mission points or not. Wait, he was using Hulkling?
Yes.
How many points is Hulkling?
It's really hard to read.
He has to be playing Darkseid at 125 then.
No, I didn't. No. The Darkseid team was another team. Miles Kane was playing something else. Miles Kane was playing Hulkling. He was playing a Young Avengers team. Oh, that must be Loki.
Well, you just said Darkseid. I was like, what are you talking about?
That's probably not right then. That's not XOSOP.
Of what?
He's playing Young Avengers, but no one in the Exo Sword OP would have been Young Avengers, right?
Maybe. Let me look.
I think this says Loki.
Young Avenger. SOP. It could be a sword or something.
No, it says. I think it says Loki. Hulkling, Loki, Miss America, Vision.
There's no Loki in Exo Swords.
Then I think the team sheet's wrong.
Anyway.
And then
he didn't win.
Third place was full Darkseid with Watcher, Disney Plus starter, and Time Platform.
Okay, there you go. That's the one.
And then third place was Grodd, Chipped, High Evolutionary Prime Summoner. Did not know he was an animal. Khazar, solid, and some Taros. Sideline with Scrappy Doo, 5 Skrull Spies, and 3 Sentinels. That just seems excessive.
Cool.
That's cool, yeah. So congrats to Paul for winning. Kudos to you, sir.
Yeah. So we'll see.
You said it was modern, huh?
Brings. Yeah, it's modern.
Bronze.
We'll do bronze in a couple weeks.
Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah, whenever David wants to do it, or I don't know when it is. He just put the next one is whatever. I just assumed it was in 2 weeks, but maybe it's past that.
Yeah, if it's in 2 weeks, it'll be on Super Bowl weekend, but Super Bowl Sunday.
If it's on a Saturday, that it doesn't matter.
It should be fine. Should be good. I know.
Which it will be a Saturday because he's doing it on Saturdays right now.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, I was telling you I wanted to play. Playing
the next one.
I might.
Bronze.
Because I also saw Esbrook saying he wants to jump in and play once he gets settled in his new assignment.
That'd be good. All right, well that's it. That's it for our topics. We're gonna end with just basically what we're talking about about the winter maps, sign up on our Discord or in Bronze the format discussion, because David will be posting the signups. And with that, we have updated the map list. It's not really that much. It's just like we added whatever the new Batman stuff, but we took out some old ones, old Majestix maps, because they're already like 3-4 years old. So we took out Ice Planet, Clock Tower, Temple of the Idol, and Agent's Lobby. So we took those 4 out, and then we added WWE Backstage Arena because Roland was complaining there's no WWE maps. Okay, fine, we'll do that. It is a, we should, and also we are kind of lacking some really good indoor maps, so I think that's a decent one. And then we added the 2 or the what is it, the 4 or how many? There's 6 Batman team ups. Right, it's the miniatures game, the OP kit, and the play at home kit.
Yes, sir.
Those are the 3, so that we have 6 new maps. So that's basically it. We're not going to do anything until the rotation, and then we're gonna, obviously the map list is going to shrink significantly because a lot of the old stuff will be gone.
Yeah.
So,
because probably going to lose.
Looks a bunch, man. Like from where Wonder Woman back.
Yeah.
Battlegrounds too, like all that, boom,
all that gone. Yeah, at least
all the way up until
maybe.
How far back? Go back.
Let me see. Let's look at the dates.
How high does it go?
So right now we're cut off in July of 2020. So we're probably gonna lose. We have Wonder Woman. I think we'll keep Rise and Fall.
Yeah. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 sets.
Yeah.
Is it 4 sets?
Yeah, so we're gonna lose
right?
Wonder Woman, Future Foundation, House of X, 5 sets.
And then a Fantastic
Spider-Man
Four.
and Fantastic Four.
Nice. Yeah.
So we're gonna lose a lot next year.
It's gonna be interesting. So this is where, come July, the metagame for Bronze is gonna be completely different than Modern, because people are not going to leave Secret 6 alone. They're not going to leave, they're not going to leave the maggots. You're not going to leave the animals and maggots, right? Because like the animal team has to completely change if you want to go that route. Because you also lose High Evolutionary. So those are all going to be gone. Yeah, so that's going to be also all the objects are going to be, a lot of these objects. Emo mod's gonna be gone. Time platform. Oh my god, you're gonna lose all the Doom Swap guys.
Sad times.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman objects, all the Wonder Woman, like, oh my god, all the Secret 6 guys, just like
Modern without Secret 6.
Dude, that's so crazy.
What's those they gonna play?
Also like the monsters are gonna take a big hit because you're losing Tyrant, Scarab, and Commissioner. You're losing the Flashes, I guess both Flash, blue and red.
I know we just got new, like, it's a shame that they're not going to get the construct sets aren't going to get very much time together. But again, that's why you have Bronze.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they got 6 months in there. So it's interesting is if they want to try some new combo, like, just come over here because you can't do it over there and come June.
Rotation, always a sad time of year.
All right. Well, because that's it. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, that was a nice little overview. We went over the relevant topics, and hopefully we can do this again. See what the new news solicits, whatever articles. I'm sure they're gonna have a new article coming up about something, so we'll talk about that.
We recorded today, Monday, January 30th.
So. All right. Well, I guess until next time, guys, remember, only bad players blame the dice.
Don't forget to practice rolling your dice, guys. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Shake it, Cali.